Let's spend some time talking about ghosting inside of HDR. I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to Automate, and I'm going to go to Merge to HDR Pro, and I'm going to use another folder, one of your other downloads. I'll go ahead and click on Browse, and I'm going to use this one here called Convention Center. Once I have that kind of set up there, looks like I brought an extra file in here. I'll just remove that. I want to set it up to automatically align, so I'm going to go ahead and it's going to take this file and it's going to process it. I usually tell people ghosting has to deal with the elements when you're working with something. So think air, fire, water. Right? So air hits stuff and it moves stuff around. In this case, like the trees. Right? Water moves around. Right? Fire moves around. So in those instances, when you have that kind of stuff move around, what'll happen is sometimes you'll get some areas that won't look as sharp as you would want them to look, right? Because stuff is moving around. When that stuff is moving around, it produces inside of HDR something called ghosting. Now, this is where I think Photoshop does a phenomenal job when it works with HDR. What it does is it provides this thing called a ghosting algorithm, right? There's a checkbox right here that says remove ghosts. So anytime something moves, Photoshop's going to do a really, really good job of trying to make sure that it stays still. And it's pretty straightforward. You click on this, and you'll wait for a little bit, and you'll notice that now everything kind of snaps into place. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Watch this. Before, after. Now, if it works, but it kind of doesn't work much in the same way that you would want it to, what you could do from here is you could select a different source. Like you'll notice that I clicked on Remove Ghost and you'll see that there's a green box right around this one section right here. Well, if you were to select this one, it gives you a different option. If you were to select this one, it gives you a different option. So you have your choice. It's not like you have to stick to one of these. You can go ahead and just select one versus another, and you can see which one of these options is an option that's good for you. Once you have it, then you're pretty much good to go. You don't have to worry about it. Now, if you'll take a look right here in the beginning, before, after, your new option. And it really does make a difference when you're working with this. Once you've got that, the other thing I would just do is let's go ahead and put in some edge smoothness in here. And now you go right back to what you were doing before. Increase your strength, increase your radiance, find out where you want to be in terms of, gamma and exposure. We'll go ahead and drop our exposure. Get a little bit back. Increase our detail. Remember that these things are very, very, very temperamental. But that'll give you a good way for you to be able to work with stuff, and it'll give you a great way for how to be able to remove those moving objects by just using the ghosting algorithm.